Hey everybody, today we are watching Detonation Focus Me versus Unsold Stuff Gang. I'm just going to hit play. Well, first I'm going to mute it. Then I'm going to hit play so that you guys can just listen to my voice drone on and on, because the first few bands will probably be the same as they have been the same internationally for a while. Aurelia, Lucian, I'm expecting maybe Nakali, Galio, Cassiopeia. Oh, Arise. Okay, whoa, all right. I'm throwing off my game already, just a hair. But before we really dive into pick band, well, I'll just let it sail away. Saw 5 people view the LJL game. I did, so I'm giving the people what they want, clearly, because nobody asked for it. But hey, this is more practice for me in the end. If I get a couple of people to look at it, that's pretty nice. Maybe help me out on the way, because I don't see anybody else doing the LJL, and heck, might as well give it a shot. It's good practice, because I don't know these players, I don't know these teams, and I wish I could actually cast all of the games every week to week, but I mean, friggin', I got a day job, and that ain't happening right now. But as we get through the first rotation of pick band, pretty typical band so far. Got Aurelia, Rise, Aatrox. The Rise is actually a little startling. The Camille also a bit startling as well. Cassiopeia, Lucian, and Aurelia, very typical bands right now. Actually letting through Urgot, that happens quite often. Totally fine with that. I'm expecting, I mean, one of these teams should be picking up Galio in this next rotation here, considering how strong and potent that champion has been. They are still on patch 9.1, so no, they're not ahead. I don't think even Galio was hit that hard in the next patch, so I would definitely expect either one of these mid laners to pick them up. But right now, Unsold Stuff Gaming opting for a very safe champions right now, just tanky top laner. Probably, I don't expect them to make any kind of flex or substitutes. I'm not sure of what NT typically goes for. Suppose they could go for support, but very safe pickups here. But more surprisingly, the Heimerdinger. So perhaps a comfort pick for Utapon. I believe he did quite well on Heimerdinger last split. I might need to bring that up, actually, just to confirm that he does in fact play that. I mean, it would have to be. The only other person that played it consistently pretty much last year was Hjarnan in what is now the LEC. But Zach, Unsold Stuff Gaming, a very nice tanky team. A lot of very straightforward engage, safety from through the Thresh. A lot of go in and get them, but a lot of lane presence with Detonation Focus Me. And I do already know that Detonation Focus Me actually ends up winning this game. So far, I would have to guess that, or think that it's this lane bullying that's occurring, that will occur in this game likely, that pushes them over the top to Unsold Stuff Gaming. Now, Detonation Focus Me was the team that made it to the part of earlier stages of Worlds this previous year, likely to be going ahead. It kind of feels like the LJL right now is pretty top heavy. I know there's more talent coming over from other regions. Koreans slowly trying to sift their way. Not any of the pro top tier Korean players. I think lower challenger is what we've seen. But they are starting to get coaching staff and getting an influence from other regions. Just haven't pushed past being top heavy. Something similar to the LMS with Flash Wolves and the way that they're set up. So second set of bans, Akali and Galio getting banned in the second rotation. That is not something you see in any other region, really, which sort of presents that concern of where this region is holistically across the landscape. I mean, ideally, as things get shifted around, these champions are likely to get weaker. I saw some rumors floating around that Akali's actually going to have her heal removed and this, that, and the other. So all those in solo queue will be very thankful and finally get a ban back to themselves. But a Victor getting picked up, and now this is interesting because we have seen Victor picked pretty consistently against Urgots here, mainly against Aatrox, as well as a way to sort of bully the Urgot as an answer. So that does mean that Unsold Stuff Gaming might just be waiting to see what their enemy mid laner is going to be before swapping around what Victor and Cyan could be doing. I mean, clearly Thresh, I mean, I don't know why I even speculated Cyan to go support earlier. Detonation Focus Me, rounding out their team composition. Nocturne going in the jungle. Ezreal, Rakan, a very safe lane. Will help allow Ezreal to scale up very stereotypical AD carry. Kaisa is still available. I'm not sure of their Keymaker's champion pool, but going for the Sivir, which is rather interesting. That'll help with the wave clear against Heimerdinger into later stages of the game, and this will also push in Ezreal considerably, going into that early parts of the game, maybe slow down the power trough buildup Ezreal's trying to get at here. So another few seconds of champion select. Going for Victor into the Heimerdinger. So it's Saros. I had thought that, I mean, rarely ever see Heimerdinger picked up for the mid lane. That is far more of an anomaly than anything else so far. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and bring up this stat now just so I can understand maybe a little bit of where Saros is coming from and why he may have opted for Heimerdinger in the first place. That's because that is so crazy. So this is the second time he's picked this champion this split. But how many times is it Heimerdinger is usually a go-to guy in all this? Or look back at Season 8. Let's take this time as the judges are roaming off the stage. Figure out what is going on. So as far as straightforward team compositions, I do like Unsold Stuff Gaming's team comp. They've got, again, a lot of engage, good wave clear, some major lane presence. With the Sivir against the Ezreal, more specifically, Victor will eventually scale up. I mean, as far as lane power, it would have to hand it over to the Urgot, to Heimerdinger to probably get those early pushes, sort of beat up on Sion. Unsold Gaming's definitely hoping to get into the later stages of the game. Heimerdinger, I'm going to be very interested to see how Saros plays this out. How this just works overall. Roll in. And I'm going to move my face out of the way of the items. No, it's fine right there. I completely forgot that I was blocking a large amount of pick band there, about half for you guys. I'm gonna adjust that screen size. Ooh, so a lot of people thinking Detonation Focus Me is gonna win. I can't blame them. Detonation Focus Me, we already discussed, doing quite well. I believe after this game they come 4-0. Or no, they had 2 wins. They go off to finish the weekend as 4-0. The favorites of the region right now to probably take it to the top. But Unsold Stuff Gaming going to be right behind them. And I think their team comp is just... I like their team comp a lot more than Detonation Focus Me. I don't think there's a lot of weird things, especially the Heimerdinger is really throwing me off. The Nocturne I'm not really into as well. It's a fine pickup, but no one's opting for maybe like even a Sejuani, a Gragas, a Lee Sin. Going for that, depriving the enemy team of vision and sight with Nocturne's ultimate. I'm going to see how that goes forward into the game. So, okay, so Saros is a Heimerdinger main. Fair enough. That does actually ring bells as far as the earlier parts of Worlds and why you may have dealt with so many frustrations, which kind of makes me think, why wasn't that banned and taken away from him? There were so many other champions that were like awkwardly banned away. They gave Saros that pretty early on. And maybe this Victor by Dasher is supposed to be the answer to that, sort of prevent the push. He's going to get pushed in no matter what. And Saros being very competent with a 66% win rate over his career in season 8, I'm sorry, did pretty well for himself. But as far as jungle start, it looks like Zach is just taking his time clearing the upper section of his jungle camp, and Nocturne already in Zach's business, so hopefully Tussle has some idea that this is going on. We see a ping on the Scuttle Crab, and hopefully he goes ahead and doesn't fall too far behind, can actually get some of these camps. Blue buff, not a major focus for Zach, clearly. It's never a huge deal. It's just that experience you're really missing out on. The blue buff's not going to help him out that much in the grand scheme of things. Much more important for him to get red buff. And Nocturne having a little bit of an early strong game compared to Zach. You don't want to run into Nocturne. You just want to farm safely. So starting that red buff, completely fine. I missed that ward early on if there was something placed about Nocturne just shifting over or just calling the bluff of where Unsold Gaming's jungler was going to go. And even here we see that might be, oh no, not handing over the blue buff. I want to make sure that Hustle hits 6 as quickly as possible because his ultimate is quite nice. Also put some more points into his E as quickly as we can. Increase the range of that jump because that engage from Zach is so important. It helps out in a significant margin. I mean, I know for sure because I spammed Zach considerably last split. Helped me rise up, and once Zach was nerfed, that was bad news bears for me. I was really sad about that, but it looks like, I mean, Zach's showing up more. I mean, seems to be pretty strong. Some of those more aggressive junglers kind of getting hit a little bit and still noxious in some ways, but doing okay. We're playing it safe. We see a little bit of a farm discrepancy. I mean, it'll equalize here, but the Rakan and Ezreal bullying out against Sivir and Thresh. Sivir with a much shorter range compared to many AD carries, but just waiting to slowly scale up and rev up, get the engine going, cut through the minions, push them in over and over again. Ezreal, though, very popular champion right now. Just offers a lot of safety. The change to the E, more damage output from Ezreal, and the double tier stacking items work so wonderfully and beautifully well for Ezreal. There's just so much damage pouring from that item combination. Because, I mean, you get the Muramana, which was already great for Ezreal as far as the damage goes, but now you get the Archangel Staff, which offers more protection, more damage, that the little bit of AP scaling that Ezreal does have sort of just flows so beautifully with that. Across the map, though, there's not much farm issues for anybody. It's just a nice slow game. All these junglers want to hit 6 as quickly as possible. We keep seeing stealing things from his enemy in the jungle, making some nice pathing decisions. But we see Thresh on the backside trying to get vision. It may suspect that Nocturne is here. Ooh, just trying to clear the scrying orb. Now they do know where Nocturne is at. Probably gonna, looks like they might be pulling Sivir over. Nope, just focusing on the farm. Rakan providing support for Nocturne, making sure that Thresh can't do any funny business for now. So Steel will be able to successfully take the Grump away and get out of there safely. Clear out any potential vision, dropping that sweeper. Getting that sweet ward score of 5 right now for himself. Best vision score on his team. Clearly the jungler doing a great job indirectly. Ooh. We see some pings, though, out onto the Zac. I don't know if he was spotted by a ward, but maybe there's just some predetermined knowledge there. That lack of info. Nope, we do see some ping going out onto Zac, so they do know that he is there. Ward potentially dropped off by Eevee. So Steel picking up a dragon and an Ocean Drake. Oh, so just the best dragon early on. That's going to help the squad so much, especially Heimerdinger, who wants to just keep pushing. Going to give him just enough mana to keep doing that. I mean, he's already got 3 rings for himself. He's going to be beaten up on this Victor considerably. And Victor, who is making a little bit of a comeback. We've seen various builds, different things going on. And not only that, just becoming stronger as other champions sort of get nerfed down. It just takes him so long. We do see the jump in, level 6 hit by Tussle, but not able to secure a kill here, at least forcing the flash. But Nocturne coming in, Victor walking up way too far forward, getting caught in the gravity field. Nocturne trying to get on top of Victor, but the Storm is out and doing a lot of damage onto Steel. I don't know if he's going to be able to secure the kill, but Zac does pick it up in the end. He does still have passive, so completely fine with going for that, even that small little dive. Thresh rolling up to provide support just in case, but able to get first blood for themselves. And overcommitment by Nocturne. Dasher playing that very well. The barrier and flash, both those summoner spells being up at the time, coming in very big for them. With all that business, though, in the mid lane, Ezreal and Rakan were able to get down through 2 levels of plating on that, so putting more gold in their pockets, going to be helping them get closer to their goals. Let's go ahead and see this again. So more points into E, jumping in onto Heimerdinger. Dash just gonna flash right out of that, and looks like Victor moving up a little bit far forward, but Heimerdinger not able to get close enough. He even dropped heel trying to get closer to Nocturne and get up there because he did not. He was forced to flash already, was not able to get in range to help burst down Victor. So, but Victor with the barrier and flash, throwing down the gravity field. Nocturne already used his spell shield, was not able to prevent that from coming through. So really nice play from Dasher there with the use of summoner spells. And that fact that Tussle came in earlier on, forcing the jump back from Heimerdinger. Very close fight. Still need to be scary. We're very aware and scared of what Heimerdinger can do, though. Zach doing his best to not be seen. Might know that that control word is actually there on the backside. Just going to clip the wall. Stay safe. Get out of there. Zach just slowly farming up. Nocturne going to have his ulti here pretty soon. Same thing with Zach shortly. So we'll probably see some action from the Nocturne. But we're going to be interested to see where he uses that this coming time. Victor is the obvious choice, and with his flash down, should be a pretty easy setup for him via the Heimerdinger if done appropriately. So Thresh, Envy has been doing a lot of roaming, setting up a lot of vision for his team, but now he is down a level. He should be hitting 6 here off this minion wave, I expect, but handing over some power to the Ezreal and Rakan as far as the lane goes. And Ezreal just bullying out the Sivir via the range. Thresh not able to do much. They're really just kind of feels like the Thresh was mainly picked as a way to answer the Rakan's engage, flay him back, try and prevent that, add safety for the Sivir, versus maybe the Leona, which would be more aggressive and has been typically considered the counter to Rakan. As he jumps in, you Q him, and then if he jumps out, you just E-dash towards him. Finally finding that control board for himself. Thresh clearing that out, helping the squad. But another Ocean Drake in a minute. Unsold Gaming will definitely want to prevent Detonation Focus Me from getting that. But while Ocean Drake might be on the minds of Detonation Focus Me, Unsold Gaming's jungler picking up Rift Herald for himself, just barely getting that before Nocturne comes over. So very level-headed play by Tussle to go ahead and start that Rift Herald, just doing it by himself. They should know that he is top side, though. We see Nocturne shifting his way towards that. Maybe getting that sense that the jungler might be soon. Urgot, though, moving up way too far forward. Nocturne getting into range. He isn't quite there. We do see the Nocturne ulti dropping down, but that's going to be a dead Urgot. Nocturne might be able to get the kill on the Scion. Does, in fact, do so. Tussle, I don't think, is going to be able to stop him, but we do have a dead Scion on the chase. Is Nocturne going to be able to get out? Able to use the Hourglass. Tussle does still have his passive, but is he going to fall as well? And is going to be hitting into his passive. Nocturne healing up just enough off his own passive and gonna pick up a second kill for himself. So Detonation Focus Me actually getting the better end of that deal. Nocturne now with 2 kills. The second ultimate paying off in a major way. Woo, nice fancy footwork there by Rakan. Dodging the hook right under turret. That would have definitely been a death sentence if he had stayed there for a moment longer. We continue to see this pressure from Gange. Rakan really impressed with that fancy footwork there and just the control that they're having over this lane. So we see Eevee trying to bait it out from the Scion, getting there. They know Nocturne's on the way. He's like, uh-oh, did not expect Zach to be here. Easily able to clean that up. And Tussle just thought they could do it. That nice timed stopwatch, avoiding the damage of the elastic slingshot just barely, and Zach passive unfortunately down, which, I mean, sure, 2 kills going over Nocturne, that's bad, but Zach losing his passive on top of that, that is even worse. Nocturne's ulti is going to be up very shortly. If Zach shows up, it's less of a threat in that situation. I mean, right now it's 2 kills on both sides, but you want Nocturne to have those 2 kills. Is going to be able to snowball this game forward and cause a lot of problems for Unsold Gaming. Would like to see where Ezreal is with the tier currently. Oh, we have Rift Herald getting dropped in mid lane. Ooh, okay, Nocturne. I mean, that was sort of a strange place to drop that. I don't even think Rift Herald's going to have the opportunity to hit this turret. It's going to be very tight. If Nocturne and Heimerdinger can kite this out, I think that was a miss. Yeah, that must have been a misclick by the Zac. That is so unfortunate. I think he was maybe trying to ward. He probably hit T to try and clear out, need extra vision there. And unfortunately just dropped it. I mean, there was the control ward in there already. Should have had a sense of mind there. Very unfortunate setback for Unsold Gaming. Sion trying to do what he can, but that is going to be a dead Sion here if he gets the ultimate out. Oh, ultimate already timed out. So good stopwatch actually by Sion. That must have been why he did do that. Could get a replay. That would be great for me to see that animation come through. But Oppaman dodging death just barely to avoid that bad situation. Urgot just playing on the side right outside the range of the turret, avoiding any confrontations here. So far, pretty straightforward across the line. Ezra actually opting for a Trinity Force, not the typical Iceborne Gauntlet, which so many AD carries favor for that extra safety to kite around, especially against a Zac and a Sion. I would have preferred seeing the Iceborne Gauntlet, but if you're confident, go ahead and friggin' do it, man. Like, live it up. Unsold Gaming, though, chunking down the dragon here. They know they do not want their enemy to get that. Zac gonna smite it away. So as soon as that they had the opportunity and were in position, they drove right in for it. But now this gives Detonation Focus Me a beeline track towards mid. Zac thinking about jumping, not going to do it. Maybe not out of range, was trying to see if there was going to be a dive or anything, maybe on the backside with the rotation that occurred. Unsold Gaming getting pushed off that mid lane, maybe thought that more members of Detonation Focus Me were opting to go towards the middle of the jungle. Oppaman getting caught by the Nocturne, just going to get feared and walk away. Doesn't want the collapse from the rest of the members of Unsold Gaming, as that would be an offset fight. Sivir, though, on her own, spell shield already down. Ignite drop. This is going to be a very easy kill. Very disrespectful by Keymaker. Should not have been up that forward without Thresh. And this is going to be the first turret blood absolutely going over to Detonation Focus Me. That was just straight disrespectful of Keymaker. Nice proactive play by the bottom lane of Detonation Focus Me. And Sivir may have Storm Razor complete, but it's going to be a while to get Sivir really rolling here into clearing out minion waves just very quickly. Oh man, rough stuff for that. Nocturne's ultimate is up, so I would expect to see a play coming from him, just clearing out the bottom side of the jungle for now. But as the laners of Detonation Focus Me reset, they're sending out their bottom lane to the top. And then Unsold Gaming answering that as well, because they understand the threat going towards top side, want to provide that safety for their bottom lane. But considering the way things have been going with Utapon and Gange slowly sort of clawing their way over Keymaker and NT, expect this to just continue to go their way. Did not look over to see what the tier was. Oh, but Zac trying to make a play, gonna throw back Heimerdinger, but Yusong getting so low. Passive does get popped. Teleport coming in from Urgot. Zac is gonna get cleaned up very quickly. Oppaman teleported in as well, but not gonna be able to do much. We have Nocturne going in on his own. A hook, not hitting anyone. Hourglass used by Thresh, but not going to be getting anyone for himself. Going to get out safely. Gange knocks him up and secures the kill. Rakan falling on the backside. Nocturne trying to take on Sivir as well. Members of USG and DFM, Detonation Focus Me getting very low. Dasher doing what he can to sort of push back Detonation Focus Me, but not getting much ground as two members are already dead on their side. Only one member getting picked up by Unsold Gaming. And Detonation Focus Me now have control of the map. They're going to be pushing from the top and mid lane. Looks like Nocturne looking for any kind of target and getting vision on the bottom side of the map. But woof, that was a very abrupt fight. Good play, I think, by Nocturne to dive in. A lot of people using hourglasses here. So we see Zac trying to make a play onto Saros. Does have flash though and heal. Doesn't hit the target. I don't think his Q connected. I think he hit the cannon of Heimerdinger instead of Heimerdinger. It looked like this was the big flub there. Both teleports coming in. We see engage onto Thresh there. Hourglass dropped. We see the burst damage coming out though on to clear out the Thresh. Hoppaman getting pretty low himself. Nocturne pushing Sivir out away from the fight. Not quite sure why Keymaker was on that side. Another awkward situation there for him. Really slowing Unsold Gaming's pacing down quite a bit, and they need to continue scaling. They need to prevent those sort of disasters from coming in. The Hourglass usage has looked pretty clean, but in the end, it hasn't resulted in a great deal for Unsold Gaming's side. We see Sivir just hiding on the backside awkwardly. I mean, there's minion wave that you could push in top, heading that way now, but Unsold Gaming trying to look for a fight mid, trying to take care of Saros before it becomes more of a problem on Heimerdinger. But I think Unsold Gaming just need to sort of reserve themselves back. They need to just slow down the pace and let Sion scale, let Victor scale, let Sivir scale. Make it so that Detonation Focus Me are not going to have the chance to wave clear. The only wave clear that they will have to sort of deal with Unsold Gaming will be the Heimerdinger, which isn't that great of a threat. I mean, you'll just be able to send either the Victor or Sivir in a side lane. Dive potential from the Nocturne is scary, but I think this is quite doable still by Unsold Gaming to sort of pull this game back together. You know, they're very eager to get something rolling here. Another Ocean Drake spawning right now. We're heading into the 20-minute mark. We have a Mana built by Ezreal right now. Hasn't quite finished the stacks on that, which feels like it's been taking quite a while. Mana Moon. Goodness. But we see Detonation Focus Me. Mana Moon transforms into Mana. Detonation Focus Me, getting that second Ocean Drake for themselves. Only going to help them. Teleport from Ezreal, making sure that Sivir does not get the opportunity to get onto a turret to whittle it down quickly. Unipon plenty safe. We see more vision control getting put out by Unsold Gaming, really trying to find Saros and get on top of him. He does have access to flash, so trying to engage is just going to be a really tough situation for Zach. Instead, they're finally giving up, maybe on the mid lane and maybe looking towards mid, but Tussle is on a ward and Ezreal's just going to bait it out, let Tussle waste his time on that. Finally clearing out the vision there, and Zach just not finding many decent targets. There was one good jump mid lane, forcing a flash, but has not found success. I don't think really using the pathing of Zach to much effectiveness, and we haven't seen Sion force any sort of confrontation with his ultimate yet. Just Unsold Gaming, just maybe playing too reserved in their side lanes and just so focused on getting control of the mid lane, where I think they could just really just scale up and be fine. But they're keep putting a lot of focus into, like, let's get control of the mid, let's try and look for a dive. Nothing available. All right, well, let's, I guess, think about what we're doing. Like, it just feels very unpaced and uncertain. They're just so focused on trying to shut down Saros. But now maybe we're going to get something to happen here. Sion is shifting towards mid. He's standing on the backside, thinking about ulting. Let's see if Unsold Gaming can finally get a target here that they want. Instead, Sion's just going to return towards bottom side. So I've been talking about a lot what's been going on in the game, but let's go ahead and see what Detonation Focus Me, especially Unsold Gaming, what their goal is as far as just scaling up. But Detonation Focus Me, they still want to pick off targets with Nocturne. Same thing with Heimerdinger, just pop a target very easily, offset the fight, let Ezreal from the backside use his empowered Trinity Force, get things rolling for himself. I mean, he does have the Muramana now. We'll be waiting to see if he goes for another tier. It took him quite a while, so we do see the other tier coming in. Looks like it felt like it came in pretty late this previous time. I mean, opting for the Trinity Force is going to slow that down, obviously. So it will be a while for him before he completes that. But Let's see, lockdown. Urgot going to be able to take out any real target of Unsold Gaming. This Heimerdinger is what is... I mean, Saros might be very apt at playing it. I'm just kind of hoping that someone forces his hand, because there's feel like there's quite a few champions. But we have an engage out on the Heimerdinger, forcing the flash once more, similar to that early gank. And oh, Saros maybe up a little too far forward. A lot of damage coming out. Hourglass getting forced to be used on Heimerdinger, and Victor going to take it out. Barrier and Flash Zonia's getting used by the Victor. The Hourglass, I'm sorry. I mean, the stopwatch. Hourglass used by Victor and keeping himself alive against the Nocturne ulti. So Unsold Gaming, very nice play there. Finally getting the engage onto Saros that they've been looking for, and Saros maybe being a little too cocky, walking too far forward against the Victor and getting popped in the end. Ooh, Urgot doing a lot of damage on this Scion, expecting the ult to get dropped here shortly. He does not have any way to protect him right now. Exhaust drop down. We see the ultimate Scion forced to ulti to get out of that situation, that you can get out of range of that second cast. Very dangerous situation. Victor absorbing that farm right now. But that is what Unsold Gaming want to do. They want to not bleed. They want to slowly just scale up. So Saros dodging out that initial skill shot. Moving back in. So flashes out and walks back forward. Victor just doing it out on his own, essentially. Dealing a lot more damage than I think Saros expected. Dasher drop. Going to use the Q, get the shield for himself. Flash forward. Pop the target. Safe. Feel safe to be using the stopwatch for himself, and still not able to clean up the kill. Still no turrets gained for Unsold Gaming right now, but that is completely fine. They're down 3k, can keep working the way that they are. Now again, I do know that Detonation Focus Me does end up winning this game, but I'm expecting it to be at a team fight. Maybe Scion gets chunked out again by the Urgot, offsets a fight, a target gets taken out early by the Heimerdinger, and Nocturne and Ezreal able to whittle down targets with his Trinity Force and Muramana. And we do have a Mountain Drake up right now, and we see a ping going out towards that, and members of Unsold Gaming. Both these teams really want this. Baron is available now. 25 minutes. Mountain Drake's going to make life a lot easier for it. We see Righteous Glory popped by Urgot. He's in the middle of the fight. Both teams looking for a way in. Scion ulti used. Zach trying to pull over Urgot. This is a lot of things used on the Urgot. Nocturne going in onto the Sivir, taking him out right away. And members of Unsold Gaming getting torn apart. Heimerdinger going to pop Victor right away. Doesn't have any means to keep himself safe. So many things used by Unsold Gaming onto that Urgot, not finding the priority target, and after killing 3 members of Unsold Gaming, they're just going to wander on over to Baron. Disaster for Unsold Gaming, just very wrong way to approach that fight. But goodbye Detonation Focus Me, goodbye Eevee to sort of force that engage, have that vision control around that area of the Dragon Pit. Maybe they thought Urgot was out on his own, because Detonation Focus Me just kind of took that like very reserved approach to the fight, waiting for the carries to step forward way too far forward, let the Nocturne ulti and jump into the back line, kill the Sivir right away, just take out those carries, and that's what they wanted. Let's go ahead and see this again. So they do not, Detonation Focus Me, have the vision control. They cleared that out. And then we see a hook missed. We see Scion ultimate come in. We see the Zac ultimate come in. Just all on the Urgot, and they've barely been able to do any damage. And then we see a Heimerdinger turret tearing apart Sivir. Nocturne jumps back, takes care of that. Heimerdinger just dealing out a lot of damage. Such a very, very easy fight for Detonation Focus Me to take after gaining vision control. In Unsold Gaming, the commitment to the Urgot, just if they had just stayed a bit more calm, stayed together, waited for the carries to come out instead of the Urgot. I guess they thought they had enough damage to cut him down, but Sivir may be an item away from being able to cut him down the way that they wanted to. Zac using his ultimate there as well, that is just too much committed for a tanky target that they still were not able to kill. I suppose they wanted to get rid of the threat of the ultimate from Urgot, but just not worth it. And this Baron already doing a lot of work for Detonation Focus Me. We have split push going on here with Nocturne. I mean, he has the ultimate sit in his back pocket, so if anything goes on, he can just jump, wander over, pop his ultimate, and he will be right in the middle of the fight. I expect Detonation Focus Me to whittle down the second tier turrets relatively easily. Unsold Gaming does have a lot of wave clear, so it'll help him a little bit, but the strength of this Baron is going to be very hard to deal with. Detonation Focus Me just taking a nice slow start. We even see Nocturne just waiting for the cannon minions to do its work. Just hanging out. Can Tussle find something here? Waiting for a carry to get a little bit too closer. Waiting for Elastic Slingshot to get off cooldown. They really need to find a decent engage here. Pull somebody under the turret, potentially. I mean, the Victor is hurting a lot. They just need the time in the fight to let Victor set up, hit a priority target. But looks like Detonation Focus Me, getting 2 more turrets, second tier turrets. Oh, actually still just working with this Baron. And I mean, look at this slow approach Detonation Focus Me has. They're just letting the minions go ahead and deal with it. They know that the range of Unsold Gaming is not that great right now, that they have so much power that if a target gets a little bit too far forward, they're just going to dump all their burst damage out onto a target. And now Unsold Gaming's so scared. Tussle, I really just need you to try and find a decent target. Nothing going. Inhibitor falling easily. They're going to wander on over to the minions that were pushing top side, get another turret for themselves, and their gold is just going to be so... They're getting well over 10k after this Baron. Another 25 seconds. They might even go for an additional push on here. Nocturne actually pulling over members of Dasher. Dasher now going on to the Victor. He does have GA, dropping Paranoia, and gonna help the rest of his team, I suppose, with getting that turret with 2 members going bottom. GA, and they're slowing Dasher down considerably, as well as Oppaman. And that lets them get another inhibitor topside. So actually great play by Steel to use the Paranoia. Just stall that out a little bit. Give the rest of his teammates that chance to go onto that turret. So perfect timing of the Paranoia, but maybe terrible timing for Dasher to commit towards that bottom side of the map. I suppose it was just going to be a slow bleed and potentially lose a 3rd inhibitor if you just let him. No, Baron would have been down. So that overcommit of bottom just ending in disaster for him, really. So we have, all right, so not a complete 10k gold lead here. We don't have Infernal spawning in less than 2 minutes, as well as a Baron. Detonation Focus Me, I imagine, are just going to be opting to pick up maybe those 2 targets, just play this safe. They've got so much more gold than their opponents. Just look at the items coming across. A lot scarier than Unsold Gaming. Let's see, the Ezreal, even having Trinity Force working on that Archangel Staff, the Muramana already transformed. Putting some items, has a Hextech Gunblade. Or it looks like he's working on the Hextech Gunblade. Interesting choice. And Sivir trying to work on her 3rd item. Ezreal working on a 4th. They've just got so much more money. I mean, if they can take the Ezreal out, which is very unlikely, it could get some bonus gold, maybe even on the Urgot. But Detonation Focus Me using the super minions that they have wandering into the base of Unsold Gaming and pushing along the side of the minions, just slowly taking them in, forcing Unsold Gaming's hand that they're going to have to send someone to take care of those super minions that are going to be hitting their base. Nocturne's still sitting on the side. With Nocturne out on the side, it might be time. Thank you, camera, for highlighting that. Yep, there goes Dasher off on the side. Detonation Focus Me just trying to push the minions in slowly in. Nocturne might be seen by this control ward, so if there's any time for Unsold Gaming to engage, it's going to be now. Tussle, Elastic Slingshot going in. Is he going to pull it? No, doesn't pull the trigger. Really just needs to force the fight here. Nocturne is, though, in Paranoia range. Trying to get those minions pushed forward. Baron and Infernal spawning soon, so Detonation Focus Me. Just going to be pulling back now to Baron, potentially Infernal Drake to get that for themselves. Those middle and top inhibitors, another less than 2 minutes on the mid, close to 2 minutes on top. So if they can clear out this Baron, they'll at least be forcing Unsold Gaming to come and fight them, which is what Detonation Focus Me wants at this point. But that Baron's getting whittled down very quickly. They did have full sight there with the Trinket. Now maybe Zach's finally going to be going in. The threat of the Baron too high. Tussle, though, getting decimated. Paranoia dropped. Zach going to get taken out in this fight. right away. Teleport used by Scion, though, going to be keeping Zac alive, but going to get popped as soon as he respawns. Now the rest of the damage coming in. Rakan ulting through the members of Unsold Gaming. Keymaker getting a lot of damage out. Victor getting a lot of damage out as well. Urgot falling on the backside. We still got a few members of Detonation Focus Me all alive. Ezreal doing a lot of work, though, on the backside and actually going to take out the rest of the members of Unsold Gaming. And this should be the end of the game here. Upperman out on his own now. We see the teleport into the base of Unsold Gaming. I'm going to just clean this game up. It looked like Unsold Gaming had it there for a moment, but Udapon doing a lot of work on the backside, able to clear out the rest of the members. Interested to see that team fight once more. Definitely need to practice casting that again. Those team fights. Goodness gracious. Goodbye Detonation Focus Me. Unsold Gaming, I think they really could have had it if they had a bit more patience at certain points of the game and been more aggressive on other fronts. Ooh, but guys, thank you for listening. Did this pretty spontaneously and just jumping in on my own, trying to get better and stuff at just being like, let's just cast, let's just jump into it. Definitely need to work on the team fights. I think I'm going to start just looking for team fights, speak over that, listen back to what the professional caster did, just sort of build up that knowledge and get ready with that. And maybe not do it so late at night when I can actually remember item names like Mana Moon versus Muramana. That would be nice. But can't make any excuses on that. But anyways, thanks for listening, guys. Ah.